look, who knows why the president suddenly cancelled this trip to Pennsylvania to discuss his legal campaign. Obviously, legal campaign is in real trouble. It was never really getting off the ground, really. Nevada and Pennsylvania are two of the states, and Michigan as well, that have certified their results this week. That means they're official. Now, what the Trump campaign is trying to do here is they're trying to go around that and still make appeals, and they've still got an appeal pending in both Pennsylvania and Nevada. But, we're talking 100 to 1 shot here. And so at the moment, Donald Trump is still on board, though he tweeted this morning, rigged election. So he's still fighting what he calls the good fight. So we'll see where it goes. But he didn't go to that meeting today. There's a lot of speculation in Washington. How long will the president continue to push it? He's probably got about one more week of availability of any sort of legal options, and then I think it'll peter out.
Yeah, it's interesting that he wants to be present in the media still. He still wants to be front and centre. We saw him pardoning the turkey yesterday, holding an impromptu media conference in the White House to claim credit for the Dow Jones Wall Street hitting that benchmark 30,000 for the first time in its 124-year history, but no questions. It's been about 2 weeks since he's actually got any questions from journalists. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he's really not the same president ever since, it was announced that Joe Biden effectively had won the election. Donald Trump hasn't taken questions. His appearances are very brief. They're very stage managed. He doesn't seem to want to come out in public very much, Laura. I mean, he had to come out for the turkey, the pardoning. That's a tradition in Washington. He didn't have to come out for to announce the 30,000 for the Dow. But, Donald Trump has taken a lot of credit for that. He says that's the reason because of his policies, because of the vaccine, etc. That's what he's claiming, so he wanted to do that. But look, it's a much more low profile Donald Trump. We're seeing him just 1/10 of the time that we used to see him. And will that change for the next sort of 6 weeks to 2 months that he's in power? That's what everyone's asking over here, because it seems rather odd having a White House with Donald Trump in it that's very quiet.
Yeah, well, there's still Twitter, though, Cam. He hasn't totally shut up shop there. Now, finally, let's talk about Joe Biden and his cabinet picks. He unveiled this time yesterday, actually, some of his key allies, his wing men and women for the next 4 years. It's very much a case of getting the Obama band back together, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. I mean, as far as the Democrats are concerned, they're very happy about this. This is a team that is steeped in Washington experience, very old style, multilateralists, centralists, all that sort of stuff, pretty much going back to the Obama era to a degree. So that's what their supporters, Biden supporters, are saying. But of course, the Republicans have another take on this. They see it very much as Donald Trump's the swamp and the deep state. The revenge of the swamp, basically. And so they're asking a question. People like senators like Tom Cotton, prominent Republican senator, came out today, Laura, and said, look, this is just a rerun of the Obama administration. They made a lot of mistakes. These guys won't be any better. And, we should be very wary of it. So that's their argument at this point in time. So it remains to be seen, of course, how this team actually performs. But it's a very different team. And the message Joe Biden is trying to give here very, very clearly is he will not be the Donald Trump. He won't be the American first president. He'll be the old style president that reaches out to allies, and he's more of a globalist.
John Kerry made a point yesterday as well of saying that he will be asking allies and other countries to be more ambitious on climate change. What do you think this means for Australia?
Look, it certainly could be an issue for Scott Morrison. Depends exactly how firm John Kerry chooses to be in his rhetoric and exactly how firm the Biden administration is going to be on climate change. They say they're going to be very firm, but we haven't had an awful lot of specific details from them, Laura. So I think it remains to be seen exactly how this plays out. But in a big picture sense, it's, you could easily see the Morrison government getting pressured on this front by a John Kerry, a very activist John Kerry. So it might be probably the only area of the relationship with the US under Biden that might raise some tensions, which would be unusual, but we haven't seen that for quite a while.